Hello and welcome to the third part of our third lesson in Unit 0 in our grade 10 academic math class. This is solving polynomial equations. We've seen a worked example, talked through it, did a formal check. That was in part 1. We worked through a couple examples with fractions. That was in part 2. Let's get to this last lesson, or this last part of the lesson. We're going to isolate b and then solve for b by substituting a value for capital A and a value for h into the equation. Let's get started. So we're going to start by isolating b. So here's b, just hanging out over here. Now there's two things happening to b currently. The first is that it is being multiplied by h, so we're going to need to undo that, and it's currently being divided by 2, and we're going to have to undo that as well. So how do we go about it? Well, it's similar to the way that we work backwards through BEDMAS as we were trying to isolate the variables above. So what we're going to be doing is we are going to start by, let's say, dividing both sides by h. So if we divide both sides by h, we've essentially removed h from the right side of our equation, and we will be left with a over h equals b over 2. And how do we undo divide by 2? We are going to undo divide by 2 by multiplying both sides by 2. Essentially now we've undone 2 from the right side of our equation, and now we have 2 times a all over h being equal to b. So that is our isolated b. We've completed this portion here. We've isolated b. Now we're going to solve for b by substituting in two values. A value for capital A of 275 and a value for h of 25. So let's sort of scooch to the other side of the page here, and I'm going to rewrite this the other way. So b equals 2, and instead of a, we've been asked to put in 275, and instead of h, we've been asked to put in 25. So we're going to do a little bit of math here. We can do some reducing for sure. We know that 275 is definitely divisible by 25. It goes into 25 11 times. So let's do that bit of reducing before we move forward. So if we divide both the numerator and the denominator by 25, 25 divides into 25 once, and 25 divides into 275 11 times. So we are left with 2 times 11, and 2 times 11 is equal to 22. Now in this particular question, this is actually a formula for the area of a triangle. Base times height divided by 2. So b, the base, is going to have a measurement in, if we look to our question, it's going to be measured in centimeters. So that's going to be 22 centimeters. And this is not really a word problem in that it's not phrased like a traditional word problem, so we're not going to put a therefore statement on here. We're just going to leave it as it is. But there you go. Two steps here, isolating b, which we did first, and we followed that by determining b's value when we substitute in known values for capital A and h. So that's the end of the third part of this lesson, number 3. Good luck with the homework. As always, email if you have any questions and get them over to me, and we'll see what we can do about providing you some clarity. Otherwise, good luck, and we'll see you in the next lesson.